Hi, and welcome to the Science Fantasy Experience, and to an episode of Tales from the Toyshelf. I pick a toy at random from the display and chat about it. So, kind of not random, and not on the display yet. Because the postman has come today. A few days ago, I was on the Kapow Toys website. I've kind of been checking it here and there for the Quintesson Pit, hoping that one day it's going to appear on there and I can pre-order it. You know, apart from the Sandstorm pre-order, the Quintesson Pit is possibly the most exciting Transformers toy I'm looking forward to. But whilst going through the Kapow Toys website, I stumbled across what's inside here, and I kind of couldn't believe it because it's been out of stock everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So when I saw it, I was just like, yep, I am grabbing me one of those. So let's have a look at what's inside. Here's where I possibly balls it up, and it's not the thing that I'm expecting, but I actually haven't ordered anything else and I've not been toy hunting, so oh, a sneaky look at Turtles. We have got the NECA Bebop and Rocksteady, as I said, out of stock for forever. Funny story though, today at work, a friend of mine messaged me and just says, "Are you at work today? Are you at work today?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I am. I work most Saturdays." And he's just like, "Oh, gutted for you, mate. I'm just at the Vintage Toy Monster, and they've got Bebop and Rocksteady in stock." And I'm like, "Oh man, that's really, really cool. Are you gonna get one?" "Oh, I've already got one." "Yeah, there's like one left." And it's just like, "Yeah, it's cool." And he's like, "What? I thought you were desperate for this." I'm like, "I am, but I've got it." And he's like, "What?" "Yeah, I got it online." And he's just like, "Oh, no way." But it's incredible to know that they are actually out in the wild and I got them online. Incredible, just awesome news for Turtles fans that you can find desirable bits in the wild and also on websites. My thanks to the Kapow Toys guys for just having it out there and just getting it here in like 48 hours. So yeah, without further ado, welcome to Tales from the Technodrome. So I absolutely love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have done since it came out in 87, 88, whenever it was. Loved the cartoon. It was very much a race home from school to watch the episodes, and especially the first 5. It's just an incredible show. As I said, the first 5 episodes are some of the best episodes in the whole cartoon realm of the 1980s. Yes, it kind of dwindled at the end and it became very slapstick and there was less martial arts and weaponry. You know, no longer did Michelangelo use his nunchucks, but that still never detracted me or my love for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon and the 1990 movie. I absolutely love Turtles. Had a few of them as a kid, and you know, I kept Usagi Yojimbo, and I managed to get Casey Jones, a bit of a holy grail for me, a few years ago. But when NECA got the license and they started to reveal the kind of toys that there were coming out: Bebop, Rocksteady, Metalhead, and then even the kind of the movie ones with Splinter and Casey Jones. If money was no object, I'd be all in. I've definitely got ones that I want to get for sure. And Bebop and Rocksteady were pretty much number one on the list. Back in January, I wrote a wish list, and they were number 2 on what I would like to get this year. Obviously, COVID-19 has had a dramatic and devastating effect on the world. So even to get one thing from the wish list is incredible. Let's have a look at the box first. It is a behemoth of a box. It's massive. It pretty much takes up the whole of my screen. But I'm not complaining about that at all. If you are a mint in seal box display person, you have got no complaints with it at all, because you get OG cartoon artwork, the original logo, and you get to see the figures somewhat lackluster pose, but you get to see how good they are. And then an up close of Bebop and Rocksteady, and the same goes for the back. You get a real up close shot of the figures together, the hilarious comedy duo that they are, along with their weapons. The figures look big. I'm thinking these are not your standard 6-inch NECA. I'm thinking they're more of a 7. I cannot wait to bust these guys open. You know, I'm not... Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm a huge Bebop and Rocksteady fan, but back in the day, I wasn't at all. I thought they were, in some ways, too dumb. It was only on a rewatch that I realised how hilarious they are. Yeah, let's just open these right now. The back of the box has got a sewer diorama inside. Ah, epic. Oh, that's so good. It's so well drawn. It actually looks like a cell from the cartoon. Oh, that is perfect. Oh, absolutely. If I choose where I'm going to display them, this could well be the backdrop for them. You know, villains are certainly lacking in the science fantasy experience, so to have some more villains is awesome. Obviously, this is what I was expecting. They're zip tied, but you can kind of get to see what else comes in the box. Weapons, 2 guns, 2 rifles. I feel like they're... Oh yeah, and there's the... I think it was like the communicator or the tracker when they used to go underground. If I look properly, there is a tiny picture of Shredder on there. Let's bust these out of this prison for sure. So here is Bebop and Rocksteady, freed from their clamshell, and this is how they come, straight out the box. So I actually haven't got a clue what the articulation is just yet, but yeah, you can see with their closed fists, and you can already see the size of them, and these are super heavy and they are awesome. I can't believe how close to the cartoon models they are. They are just absolutely incredible. They feel robust, and because they're done in that kind of chalky matte kind of like paint, I've got no fear of damaging them or chipping them as I play with them and kind of get them into what sort of poses you can with the articulation. I'm thinking it's, you know, thighs, ankles, double elbows. But we'll tackle each bad guy one by one. But who to choose first? Which one do I like the best? Who's my favourite out of the two? I think Rocksteady has always been my favourite out of the two, so we'll go Bebop first. Bebop, the street punk mutated warthog. This is how he comes stock, as I said, with the closed fists, but you also get two more sets of hands, trigger hand, open hand, and what's the other one? To hold the rifle. But it's the detail. The detail is absolutely phenomenal. The tusks are beautifully painted, and his nose ring, his sunglasses, you can actually lift up. They're not completely attached. In those classic 1980s sunglasses, which, to be honest, I grew up in the 80s. I didn't see anybody ever wearing those sunglasses at all. It was only like literally this show and like the crazy bad guys in The Fist of the North Star. But man, did I want to own a pair of those sunglasses. You've got his signature mohawk and his rat tail, which is bendable plastic. All of the plastic, like his waistcoat's not actually fully attached, so there is some movability and fluidity with the action figure, just to allow you to get some of that different articulation, the blacked out lines to give it that cartoon aesthetic, ab crunch, the detail on his bandolier with his grenades, his skull and crossbones necklace again loose, just the fluidity, it's incredible, it's fantastic. Again, the chain, you know, all good street punks need a chain. That's loose, so you can tailor it as you will. The not Converse trainers. Oh, this guy is, for a better word, radical. He's hench, he's tonk, he's just, that's how he is on the show. He was way more the muscly street punk out of the two, the hard talking, somewhat idiotic henchman. But yeah, let's have a look at him with his rifle. And with his laser rifle, considering it's like cartoony, it's incredibly well detailed again, and it's blacked to give it that cartoon feel to it, and you can hold it in such a great pose. You can give it that kind of very straight toy look for sure, with the static legs and the awkward Playmates toy stances that those original figures have. And because they're, you know, anthropomorphic characters now, they have the three fingers. The three fingers really hold the rifle in place. It's super cool. It's really, really well done. I'm blown away by how close it is and how much fun it is. I'm especially enjoying how heavy. I mentioned at the start of the video that they are heavy, but I just feel so secure messing around with it. You know, they're going to be great display pieces anyway, but if somebody wants to pick them off the shelf and have a play around with them, you've got no worries at all. And finally, his hand blaster and his communicator with Shredder. Again, cartoony, perfectly fits in his hand. Have it how you see fit, whether you want it a straight shooter or up high. And then you can see Shredder on his communicator. That's a lovely accessory. I've often said in my videos that the accessories are what make action figures come to life, and that's just a super cool addition. Like, the rifles are cool, I like the rifles, but a communicator and a blaster, kind of, that's what I see when I think about them being in the cartoon, constantly being berated by their leader. Yeah, Bebop's really cool. Really, really cool. So, now on to Rocksteady. Rocksteady, again, the street thug, gang member, but mutated with a rhinoceros. You know, but his fashion sense is more the military, for sure. With his combat fatigues and his vest, grenades, a knife. I absolutely love that they've given him his somewhat portly belly that hung out on the show. Again, detail, so much detail. Considering it's coming from, you know, somewhat flat 2D cell animation, it has been brought to life in 3D. The detail, you know, it feels fantastic. That feels, you know, even though it's rubbery plastic, it kind of has a feel of, it could be, you know, leather for sure. The little hanging grenades. He's somewhat more asymmetrical with his one turtle shell, you know, his bandolier going across. Obviously this is stock out the package again with the closed fists, and again same articulation, so it's got knee bends, double knee bend. There's no ankle rocker, there's no ankle tilt, there's only backwards and forwards, and the same double hinged elbows and his head. But the head is where Rocksteady really shines. It is beautifully moulded. I think because his eyes are on show, it adds a lot more interest and depth, perhaps more than Bebop, and it actually has a movable jaw, so you can give him that much more comedic look about him. The muscle definition, you know, I mentioned it with Bebop, the black outline really adds to the style with this NECA range. Stunning, absolutely stunning. What accessories to give him? You know, we've had a look at all the accessories with Bebop, but I reckon, being that he's kind of more military looking, we'll go with the rifle. With his rifle, as you can see, I've given him a bit more of a haunched stance, a bit more like the kind of overbearing physique that a rhinoceros and he had on the show, really kind of hunched over and much more kind of menacing, you know. Again, just like Bebop, he was built like a brick shithouse for sure. Just give him a bit more of a wider stance and kept the stock fist. But you know, they're so interchangeable. You just pop them on and you pop them off. You can do all manner of poses. You can have them both with rifles, both with lasers, or depending on how you want to display your figures. So here they are together, Bebop and Rocksteady. To give you an idea of scale, to show you how much they do actually tower over other figures. Here we have Hordak and Rocksteady. So yeah, just not in terms of height. Well, if you extend the legs, then for sure. But the bulk, the depth, much bigger. Again, yeah, that kind of, he towers over Hordak. Yeah, these are like way more 7-inch figures. Extend Bebop's legs and you can see, yeah, he towers absolutely way over Hordak. These are absolutely incredible. Possibly toys of the year for sure, just for what they represent in terms of an action figure to play with, to a visual representation, and to be able to find them in the wild and get hold of them in this country, because they are pretty scarce as hell. Incredible. If you're looking to pick up NECA figures, go for it. I've got a few NECA figures in the collection now, and I have never been disappointed at all. I've been Rudy Sasu. Always remember, it's as much about play as it is display. Thanks for watching.